Hi, I'm Ellie from Crystalinks.com, and I'm here to talk to you today about conspiracy theories. Yeah, another blog about conspiracy theories. Today is Tuesday, June 13th, 2017, and it feels like a decent day. I mean, we're not going to hit 100 degrees again in New York like we did yesterday. I think we're only going to make 97, but we're all used to, climate change. All right, let's go back. Conspiracy theories, okay? 101. Everybody knows that this reality is run by conspiracies and diversions, and some people get involved in them and they carry on and they shout about them, and other people read about them and keep it quietly to themselves, because unless it's your destiny to expose a conspiracy, you're not going to. So, this is how things roll out. The reason I went back to conspiracy theories is yesterday I read something about Megyn Kelly, who is now part of the NBC staff, and she has interviewed a man named Alex Jones, whose website, or I think it's his YouTube, is InfoWars. Okay, I had heard about him prior to yesterday, and I had looked at some of his things because I talked to conspiracy theorists, I talked to all kinds of people, and I said, let me hear what he has to say. But unless you're into the melodramatic, raging, yelling, shouting, whatever, and I guess that's his shtick, right? Everybody got to have a shtick. His shtick is to rage about things and bring them forward that way. That's fine. It's I don't judge anybody. But I had looked at his YouTube a few times. I had listened to what he had to say, but once he started raging, I was gone, because the anger and the frustration that comes from rage is not comfortable to me. So let's go to Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly thinks that he's a good person, that she'd like to interview for her show on June 18th, I believe, coming up in about this weekend. Let me check my calendar. Yep. Okay, on Sunday. And so yesterday I went back and I said, you know what? Let me give the man the benefit of the doubt again. And I listened to what he had to say. And since I've been around, let's say, the conspiracy theories and all that's related to them for, I guess, about the last 30 years, because prior to that I thought this is nothing of interest to me. But since that time, what I have discovered is a lot of information from a lot of sources. Some are real, some are not, some are, I follow through with these people, sometimes I just let it go. All the while knowing, this is just an experience for us. It's just a simulation. So I listened to what Alex had to say, and he was talking to another man who he does a show with. And the two of them were doing this radio show, and they were talking about a whole bunch of different theories. But I listened, and I kind of re-listened to his initial words, and basically it's been said before. It's a little from this, a little from that theory, and this theory, and that theory, and the next theory, and he's put it all together. Now, some of what, I think he's now the number one conspiracy theorist or something. Okay, that was worth listening to. The thing is this, some of what he said I know has validity, and maybe that's what keeps him up there with people, but also a lot of what he said didn't make sense to me, okay? It was just, I don't know whether he figured certain things out differently than I did, but he makes some very valid points. But you have to know what's what. So I guess maybe one of his purposes in his YouTube, InfoWars, is to get you thinking, get you looking, get you searching, and eventually coming to the conclusion that this whole thing we call our reality is nothing more than a conspiracy. And why a conspiracy, and with all its things, diversions is the word I'm looking for. Why? Because that's what we came here to experience. All that razzmatazz and all that shtick and all that nonsense that ingrains in us memories, and it also elicits in us emotions. Okay? Now, you have to be careful in today's day and age if you come out against someone or something or things like that, because social media is like all over you, whether you are a famous star or an athlete or whoever you are and whatever you're doing. It's just, you just have to be very careful how you say things. I know I am. At least I try to. They may consider me just some lady sitting there in Brooklyn, and she's blogging for the last 22 years about stuff, and maybe she knows stuff, maybe she doesn't know stuff, and okay, maybe I do, maybe I don't, and I'd rather just leave it at that. Lies, okay? Lies. People lie. Governments lie. This is all part of this algorithm, okay? The lies, if you start walking down the road with one lie, as you know, it leads to another and another, and then suddenly you're drawing more and more people to your lie, and it becomes kind of a web, the metaphysical expression that there's a center of the web, and that it's the web of conspiracies. Okay, and it reaches a point, to me, I don't care if it's government or just within your friend circle or your family circle or whoever you interact with, conspiracies actually reach a point where nobody really even knows the real truth. Okay, they think they do. Everybody in a conspiracy thinks they have the answers, they have the truth, and they're going forward, and that's going to be that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, and then maybe events have changed. So what was the truth when this whole conspiracy and lie started may not be the case now. So it's just busy work. It's busy work for the brain, it's busy work for the emotions. Today, on this day, in how many hours now? In 2.5 hours, Jeff Sessions goes in front of a national group of hold on, I'm going to find this now. I want to say it correctly, but this is following last week Comey's testimony. He goes to testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee about the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Okay, we are spending so much time and so much energy invested in what went on in that election that it almost does seem like everything about this whole thing, about Trump being elected, Hillary and her nonsense, emails, this thing, that thing, it's all staged, it's all contrived, it's all busy work. You can go and you can follow all of it, and you can get excited about it, you can get upset about it, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm always very open to you finding your own conclusions. But the bottom line is, here we are today, okay, Jeff Sessions Day. What will come out of it, I don't know. It's also Judgment Day for Bill Cosby, because his trial is ending now, so I guess later they will, there's no doubt that he's guilty. If they find him not guilty, it's like, then our whole judicial system is a total waste of everything. But then again, it's just experience. And Russia, I want to go back to Russia. Yesterday in Russia, there were riots. It had to happen sooner or later because revolution is taking place everywhere, anywhere, by various groups of people. You could call some of them terrorists, you can call other them just citizens who want freedom. They want to heal and help the planet and do something important. Get it? We all got that already. Okay, so the deal is this, going back to conspiracies, our reality or algorithm in the hologram or simulation of what we believe is real is based on conspiracy, okay? There will always be conspiracy to the end, and I always say at the end or towards the end, the truth will out. It has to. Okay, whether you're going into UFOs and aliens and how they've influenced our science and our lives and our genetic heritage, to governments and how they've played us, controlled us, and maybe done some good things for us. Okay, I'm going to do the good and the bad. Everything that is a conspiracy is out there. You can look at it, you can think about it. You can say, I want to play in it. I don't want to play in it. You know, you reach a point with this whole Donald Trump stuff that you just, at the end of the week, I just want to say, enough. I mean, tomorrow happens to be his birthday. He's 71, so he's my age, and he's from New York, from Queens, and I'm from New York, from Brooklyn, and I just, you know, so maybe there's some of what he's saying that I can understand as a peer and as a similar background. No, I did not come from a father who gave me $1 million or 10 million or whatever, but there are things that he says that I can see them right coming out of the pulse of the way he and I grew up. His father built buildings, many of them in the areas that I lived in. So, okay, I can understand that connection. But Donald Trump is going to be and do whatever he's supposed to. Okay, they can go after him. And in the sense of, I don't mean in the sense of assassination, I don't see that, but in the sense of impeachment and demeaning him and degrading him and doing all sorts of things to him, which he probably deserves because this is the way he treats others. And you know how they say, what goes around comes around. But it is, I don't want to go too far off track, it is a conspiracy. It was controlled and created way back from the beginning. If we're going to go to aliens and other creators, we are talking about watchers who are looking after all of this, creators who created it, those who get it because they're programmed to get what's really going on. Or no one knows all of what's really going on. I don't care whether it's this guy Alex Jones or the people he talks to, you know. I mean, you do what you can do. But, you know, everybody's doing their part and doing their role. For people to get upset with Megyn Kelly because she wants to interview him, you know, she got involved in the whole candidacy of Donald Trump, and somehow she is a figure who has been put into this timeline to connect with those who are really being controlled by whatever, whoever, and she's doing her part. I mean, I listen to Alex Jones. I don't want to harp on him either. If he is the biggest of the conspiracy theorists out there now, he's making some good points. Don't discount the things he has to say. But there are a whole bunch of conspiracy theorists in every little sector of this reality. So you can listen to them or not, agree or not, and then sit back after you've made your assessment and say, does my opinion matter? Maybe it does. I mean, this whole thing of where there's group mind, so if my opinion is this way and the next guy feels the same and the next guy feels the same, that shifts the energy. No, I don't go along with our consciousness is shifting the energy. The grids are shifting our consciousness, which allows you to believe that you're making a difference. It's all part and parcel of a quote-unquote master plan that we're all part of. Yes, it's a conspiracy, always has been. Look at history, see how it is cycled through the algorithm, and that's it for today on Conspiracy. Thank you.